Good morning, and welcome back to my second attempt at Krustoo Farms Homesteading Challenge. This is month of August in the second year. So now let's check on the farm here. So in stock I have 6 strawberries, 2 honey, so that's complete, 2 butter, I need 3 more butter, 3 eggs, so I need 2 more eggs, 10 tomatoes complete, 10 lettuce complete, 5 bread, so that's complete. I've got 10 pallets of mushrooms, so that's complete. And yeah, I'm going to need another storehouse because I'm not going to have enough room in here for everything. I can take out that pallet of lime, and that'll just leave me 2 spots left. Is there anything else in there that doesn't need to be in there? No. So I guess I'm going to have to build me a second storage. Chicken food's still doing okay. Mushroom warehouse is going. This greenhouse is going. Got 2 more pallets of strawberries ready to go in. That pallet of eggs is almost done. How much? Got a little. Why is health is so low again? I must have ate through all that food I gave him yesterday. So got over here at the food barn. Got 1 pallet of milk, 2 pallets of bread. Not milk, butter. 1 pallet of milk. 1 pallet of butter, 2 pallets of bread. Little seed radish. Is this ready to grow? Ready to harvest, yes. Alright. So, grass is ready to harvest. What about the clover? Clover needs, alfalfa needs another. Long green rice is looking good. Let's see if I need to flood it one more time. Nope, I'm done flooding for the year. Alright, so first thing I need to get this grass made into hay so I can get my cows fed. Then over along the row with the beehives, I need to get that cultivated and replanted to canola. Mm-hmm. It appears that this can't send the pig food automatically to the pig pen, so let's see if this spawns some pallets now. I'll go over here and check on the pigs themselves. They still got food and water, although they're almost out of food, so... We got 2 pallets of canola oil over here. Oh yeah, let's check what's in the sale. Ooh, these are great. It's not much of a discount, only 6%. But the WIFOs, it doesn't tell you what it is, but what they are is it's a 3-point forklift attachment that is much, much easier to use than pallet forks on a loader. That's right, I moved my mower up front. Now this mower will do much better in this mowing this field than it does my itty bitty little alfalfa field. Yeah, this is the type of mowing this mower was intended for. This field's exactly the right size and shape for it. I might go ahead and leave this field grass for the rest of this year. So that way I'll get at least one more cutting of hay off of it. Yeah, I want to get at least one contract done this month so I can get my uh, preserved food process going. I'm also gonna need a place. I guess I can store my excess pallets here inside the food barn. Also today on Steam, I picked up Elemental Reforged. That Elemental was a 4X game that came out about 15 years ago by a then indie developer Stardock. Um, I really liked the game, but it was not very well received overall since it was very shoestring and low budget. But since Civilization 7 kind of disappointed this year, I went ahead and bought it because like I said, I did enjoy the real game, and now Stardock has gone from, a indie developer to more of a AA developer, so hopefully the game will have quite a bit of improvements, plus 15 years of improved technology. So I'm going to finish tedding all this grass into hay, and then I will pick it up with the forage wagon, and I'll be back when I start feeding it to the cows. Okay. So I got all the hay harvested, gathered, and shoved in the silo here. Now, feeding the cows. This is actually the second load going in there. Now, about that mistake I made buying water buffalo instead of beef cows. I'm not quite sure how the hell I did that, but these four here have to go. Which means I'm paying a huge penalty for that. Alright, now replace them with 6-month-old Angus. So, like I said, that's a huge penalty I just paid for not paying attention to my interface. Put back this hay that couldn't fit into the barn. I'm not quite fond of using a silo to store everything. But Farming Simulator doesn't have the option to do haystacks the way you would like in the 19th or early 20th century. And I'm kind of running out of space here to put in a specific hay loft or hay barn. There is a hayloft building, but in truth, usually a hayloft is literally just the second story of a barn used for animals. Now I need a pallet of fertilizer. Seeds, consumables, solid fertilizer. Here we go. So I'll grab my weight and go pick that up. Oh, looks like that crop withered. That's a shame. Oh, and I almost forgot, in addition to a pallet of fertilizer, I need a pallet of lime. Okay. Spread the forks wide. I was considering just letting this field sit over the winter, but then I would have to plant sunflowers in it in the spring, and I have a planter for sunflowers, but I don't have a header for sunflowers. I'm gonna set these two pallets right here. I'll need to put fertilizer in the cedar. Thinking about adding a second cattle barn too. But for right now, I need the cultivator. Alright. So, the AI worker has a hard time with this field because of the beehives right along its edge. So I'm going to do this myself. So I'm going to cultivate it, spread some lime, and then plant canola here. And I'll be back as I'm finishing up planting the canola. Okay, I got this all planted with canola now. So next month I'll have to run a weeder through it. And I don't remember, did I? Yeah, I think I did fertilize that grass field after I mowed it. Well, let me check while I'm here. Let's see. Yeah, pH is good. So nitrogen is good. Yeah, that's fine. And how's my alfalfa doing? Looks like the alfalfa needs fertilizer. I'll have to fertilize it after next time I mow it again. Now it's 4:30, so I have time to do a small contract. So now I need to pick one out. what's going on with my pig food maker thingy here? So it's only 1 liter away from being full. That should be spawning pallets, I would think. But that does not seem to be the case. Well, anyway, so let's see here. I think I'm going to do this one here in 24, maybe? Because, ironically, it's not a very big field, so my small combine should be able to handle it. But it wants to sell to my farm, and I'm just kind of curious what happens there. See if there's any smaller ones. That would be a nice small field to do, but I don't have a way to harvest peas. So I'm going to go ahead and do this contract to just see how this is going to work out. Because I gotta say, I'm just extremely curious to find out how this is going to work. So, get my combine uncovered. I'll have my wife or my wife's family run the combine while I do the hauling. I'll leave this here because the overhang of the windmill actually provides a bit of shelter for it. My cultivator out of the way. So I'm going to drive to the field myself. Alright, so I need to go. Yeah, alright. Because while the AI handles the roads with no traffic just fine, it has a real problem with roads that have traffic on them if you're driving a oversized vehicle. If it's, you know, a normal sized vehicle like a truck or a car, it'll just blend in and work fine. Not so much if you're driving a combine, which is a lane and a half, so they'll try to be in the center of the lane, which means every time it has a vehicle coming, it will be confused and won't know what to do. That's where I know to just hang off the side over the shoulder. Traffic is clear. Let's go. And I guess luckily, due to the nature of this map, for the most part, the AI can handle these fields pretty well. Although it does sometimes get stuck in the ditches. Let this car get around me here. I gotta be far enough on the road that it knows to pass me, but far enough over that it has room to actually do it. Oh well, it never caught on, so. Hey Walter, how's it going? Yep, that's my wife this time. And she immediately puts herself in the ditch. Alright. So I'm going to use super strength to fix the stupid AI bug. Alright. Now let's see if they... Alright. She seems to have caught on now. Alright. Grab my trailer and head on over there. Now what I think will happen is that as I dump in, it will just treat it like a normal sell point. But then as soon as I hit the point where the contract is considered complete, it will automatically just dump into the mill for me to use. Which with my silo there, it might actually go into the silo, not into the production itself. Alright, trailer set to tip side left, which is what I'll need to go into it. And we're at 1%, so I know that the contract is working. I wish I had a semi-trailer. Although it'd have to be a pretty low semi-trailer for this combine to load into it. Stay out of the crop. While you're doing contracts, crop destruction is not in effect. But I still like to act like it is. Alright, full tank. So this is going to take a little while. Oops. I think it's going to take about 10 loads of running back and forth. Nope. It's just too crowded here. I'm going to back off so she pulls in the spout. Turn off the engine. The second lap around the headland should work better. Hopefully wherever she ends up will be a good spot for me to sneak in and grab to unload. Once she's away from the trees, it should no longer be a problem. Be nice to add some sorghum to my farm. See if the pig production is full yet. And no. Why is this sitting there at... Oh, it's out of oats. Okay, so deactivate, activate. Out of space. Okay, so how do I get... How do I get this pig food out of here and to my pigs? That's what I want to know. Alright, she's past the trees now, so I'll come up alongside. And then we can start doing unload on the move. Hey! I would complain about stupid AI, but my coworkers in real life do shit like that too, so that's a constant problem where they'll each be trying to force their way into the same spot and just block each other out. Alright, I'm gonna stay just away from this field here. See my engine exhaust is knocking the plants over, but I'm just barely staying outside of that crop. Get close to the end, I'll stop and let the combine get ahead of me. I know in previous farming simulator iterations, there were mods where you could lock a certain helper look and even give them names. I haven't found one yet for 25, although I haven't looked that much for one, but maybe I should. If I was trying to strictly roleplay this, that'd be very much more helpful. This is actually kind of similar to something I do for my real world job in asphalt. I'll be driving a dump truck while the mill is grinding up the old asphalt and shooting it into the back of my truck, so I try to pace the mill as best I can. Usually it doesn't work too well because all of our new trucks have automatic transmissions with very tall gear ratios. So you have to ride the brake like crazy in order to stay slow enough. Actually, she's trying to shoot sorghum into my bucket. Not a good idea, really. But anyway, with my truck that I had, up until this year, it was a standard transmission, and it had a splitter on it, so I could split down my gear ratio for, and it could just go along it just barely a crawl, and it was great for matching the speed of the mill. But more and more, we just can't find drivers that can drive a stick, so the company's gone to an all-automatic policy, or as I call them, sissy trucks. Ooh. Even though I've been driving this truck all this year, I still sometimes try to put my foot on the clutch pedal when I come up to a stop sign or a red light. Okay, this gets easier from here on out. I'm going to drop my bucket off too. That way she's not trying to shoot sorghum into my bucket. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to just drop my entire loader so I have better headlight coverage. Because it looks like we're going pretty well into the night here. Alright, I'm full. Apparently the tractor is hogging up the closed cover feature, so I can't cover the load on the trailer. Which is fine. In game, loads don't blow out. In real life, yeah, grain does blow out like crazy. Although, for my work hauling hot mix asphalt, since asphalt is sticky, it doesn't blow out. But I still get people giving me a hard time about it, tarps all the time. Because they see a dump truck and they assume that must be tarp, must be tarp, must be tarp. Even if I don't have nothing in there, I get people giving me a hard time about not having my tarp closed. I'm like, there's nothing in this dump truck right now. Having the tarp closed will just um, create a potential accident of getting a tarp ripped up when they go to load. Can't tell you how many times I've had a loader or a skidster just come up, throw something in the back of my truck without bothering to look first. Which isn't so bad when I'm with the truck. A little annoying when I'm away from the truck and then I have to go to a plant, get a load of mix, and discovered, oh, somebody threw some junk in the back of my truck while I was, off over here rolling asphalt or doing something else. Yeah, nearly full tank. I imagine it's nearly full. Alright, I got this set up to tip left. Alright, 10% transported. So now let's see if this ended up in... Okay, it did not end up in my process, so okay, it's working fine. And there's my wife. I'll be back when this contract is done.